very serious letter about our recent show on Latino comedians. Why do Latino comedians make their acts so ethnic? Why does it have to be Mexican this and Mexican that? When I see a Latino comedian, I know the first thing that's coming out of his mouth. Jokes about his great-picking dad and stay-at-home mom who smacked him across the head with a huarache. And when they're not degrading our culture, they're poking fun at white people. It's so lame. I'm tired of Latino comedians and their Latino jokes. Signed, Norma Caldera. My answer, dear Norma, I couldn't agree with you more. I'll be doing stand-up this week, and here's where you can catch me staying away from that tired old ethnic comedy scene. On Monday, I'm going to be playing at Louis' Latino Laugh Lounge. Tuesday, I'm at the Chicano Chuckle Hut. And Wednesday, I'm at the Ha Ha Hacienda. And you can be sure I won't be doing any jokes like, what do you call 4 Latinos who can't swim? Cuatro cinco. Get it? You know what the other one is? Oh, I might get fired for this. What do you call a Mexican baptism? Bean dip. Okay, how old is that joke? Send your hate letters to me, Cris Franco, cafecalif@aol.com. Oh, I'm going to get a... Okay, lots of money.
$80 million to the United States for Section 8 for Los Angeles as well. A portion will be received here. So that's a good sign that they still realize there's a plight in our community, and that $80 million will hopefully come into Los Angeles and help Monique and other families like herself.
And once again, that is not nearly enough money, guys. You know, that's apparently 1/3. And apparently the vouchers that they're issuing it can only satisfy 1/3 of the problem here. How tight is the rental market right now?
Right now it's very tight.
It's tighter than Ricky Martin's pants. Okay! Is it very tight?
In the San Fernando Valley, it's very tight. Single-family housing, it's incredible. 2-bedroom, 3-bath, $1,400.
Does that mean when maybe 2 working parents come with maybe 4 kids and they want to move into a 2-bedroom apartment that they might not get it? Because obviously the person with, you know, better paperwork will get it. So
definitely. Yeah, they don't live in the San Fernando Valley.
What do you look for in a renter? I mean, aside from like lots of money.
Well, we qualify them on 3 criteria. We look for the credit check.
The credit check, okay.
Exactly. We have to go to a credit check and income status. They have to be making 3 times the amount of the rent, and also
hear that, guys? You have to make 3 times the amount of the rent.
Their employers. So we have to make sure that they're working, and they're making 3 times the amount of the rent.
Now, you were saying, Vicki, that you felt that the system needs to be more strict.
Exactly. I find out that in being with my residents, I do have a close relationship with my residents, and I can see, okay, if they are welfare recipients, they start having children. I mean, God, I will love to have a family of 4. I cannot afford it. I only have 2 kids.
Parece que les pagan. Pues les pagan.
Exactly. 1 more kid means more money.
Correct.
So the system should be a little bit more.
Doesn't do that right now. Doesn't allow you to do that anymore. It used to be where every kid that comes in, they'll give you another $100, $200. The system has slowed down long enough to know that, even in Monique's case, if she has another kid or not, she's not going to receive any more benefits, maybe more Medicaid to compensate, but no more monetary dollars, and they realize that. So I don't mean to, cut you short, but I think...
So has that changed?
It probably not in money-wise,
right,
but they do get more food stamps.
Okay.
So, I mean, at least they get a compensation for having another another kid. Sure. It's like, I mean, rewarding a person for having more children.
Sure.
Right.
So I do not agree with that. The system should be more strict to that rule.
Sure.
I also want to bring up the fact that, in our discussion, it's a very personal issue, and I know that we've had, I really appreciate you and your honesty. I wanted to know, Monique, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Do you have future goals? Do you feel like that Section 8 has helped you in the long run, or do you think it has kind of put your life on hold while you're being a mom?
I think that it's put my life on hold. I've been trying to look for a job, but my son's health is up and down, so I was working and, I had to quit, and now, I don't know if I can work, and it's really hard to have goals when I don't know what's going to be the next day.
And it's hard because, in the United States, you got to have work experience, you got to have references, and it's a youth-oriented, they want to know what you've been doing for 20 years, and sometimes it's hard for moms. What kind of advice would you give to someone like Monique, who came and said, you know, this is my situation. Is there any chance she could buy a home? Not at this point, right?
Probably not, but what she can do is probably get herself educated. She can go to a community college, and she doesn't have to be there all day. She can go for 1 or 2 hours, just take a few classes and get herself educated and prepare herself for the future.
Yeah.
We all have to prepare. You know what they say statistically in the United States? You're going to love this at home. We go through 3 careers now. Our parents went through 1 career. You know, I'm failing at many careers. You know, I was an actor, comedian, now I'm doing the talk show host. Listen, I want to talk about you. I don't know how many of you remember Lyndon Johnson. You don't remember this, but he had something called the Great Society, where America, we were going to create a society where there was opportunities for everybody, no matter where you were at. Do you think we're getting away from that? You know, I think it's like we've been through a period now where we go, you know, we're not rich and fat anymore. And we have to, it's like we're not a rich country anymore. Remember when America would just throw money at everything?
Well, they still do. I think they still do. I think the problem is that when you take a population like Los Angeles, 10 million people, there can only but be so much to be dispersed. I think that if there's anything to be said, it should be a national program where everybody gets forced to work and be a part of the system, and then maybe we get something back. I mean, that's something that worked in the past. It could possibly work today with that many more people. And also, we have a tight market right now in terms of work. Unemployment right now in Los Angeles is way down, like less than 5%, 4%. It's never been like that for the last 20 years or 30 years. So right now it's kind of like supply and demand. There's just not enough work to go around for all the kind of people, or rather not employees, rather.
I want to talk to you guys about, do you think the word landlord gets a bum rap? You know how some people got the landlord?
Depends on what side of the...
Well, everybody
word you're
hates the
Bad guy
landlord when
is
they
the
are on
landlord.
the wrong side of the rules.
Right.
When they're breaking the rules, they hate the landlords. But I can
When
say,
he goes, uh-huh.
I can say that 95% of my
Hated
residents
him, loved
really
him, hated him.
love me. I mean,
Right.
they don't break the rules, and they're great residents. So only that small percentage will hate the
A
landlord.
lot of people forget that, you know, the landlord, I mean, a lot of times these people came in, they saved their money, they worked hard, they bought property, and then you end up in a situation where you can't raise rents that are commensurate with living wages and stuff like that. Is that very discouraging to a landlord?
I believe so. You know, they buy this building to make some sort of return, because that's why they buy the building. I mean, instead you put
So you
your
gotta
egg...
love your landlord.
Well, I mean, the landlord wants good tenants, and vice versa. I mean, they want tenants that pay the rent on time. They want tenants to some sort of pride of ownership, you know, in the unit. And
We'll be back next week with more Cafe California.
Yeah.
I'm always remember that thing that Eddie Murphy used to do? Kill my landlord.
That's it.
P-I-L-L.
For over 30 years, Telecu has built its reputation in the community on a foundation of service, empowerment, advancement, and the creation of self-sufficiency, achieving multifaceted growth through innovation and collaboration.
And we really believe that the greatest social good that you do for an individual is the creation of a full-time job so that he or she may clothe, feed, and educate their own families.
Telecu, a pioneering institution for the ages.
¿Qué podría usted comprar con $12.50? 35 millones de personas lo invierten en una membresía con AARP. Y con esos $12.50 al año, obtienen acceso a descuentos y muchos beneficios, como servicios legales y financieros, oportunidades para trabajar como voluntario y asistencia gratis en la preparación de sus impuestos. Llame, infórmese, hágase miembro y recibirá gratis un ejemplar de Segunda Juventud.